Hi everyone. My name's Schmiddy and I'm back with another Identity 5 guide video. Today I will be going over the basics of Seer. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but what better way to introduce myself back with videos than with Seer, my old main, my favorite character in Identity. And you guys know I've been a Seer main since he's released. I love Seer so much, but in this video, guys, I will be going over the best persona to use as Seer, how to use these personas on the tree. I will also be going over the external traits of Seer as well as the basic skills you can use as Seer to counter every hunter. I will release another video specifically countering every single hunter as Seer later on, but in this video, I will be going over the basics of Seer, how to play Seer at a broad level, so you can get warmed up with Seer and being able to play him in rank and do no matter what hunter you play, be effective against that hunter. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into this video and let's all together let's learn how to play Seer. Alright guys, to start off with, I will go over the external traits of Seer, but before I do that, this is the best Seer skin in the game. I recommend everyone running it. It is the best Seer skin in the game. I love this skin so much. But I will say this. If you are worried about the hunter seeing you, because this skin is very, you can see the skin from afar away. It's very, very bright. The best Seer skin to hide from the hunter is this one. This is a very good skin. It doesn't have effects. If you're hiding behind a wall, the hunter won't be able to see the effects. This is a very good one too. The darker the skin, the harder it will be for the hunter to see you, unless you are on Leo's memory. Leo's memory is a very white map. This is a very good skin for that. But let's get into the external traits. So first off, we have Owl. This is a lot of text. You can read it while I summarize it. Basically, this means at the beginning of every match, you will have an owl that observes your three teammates. I will get into it more depth later with the Great Eye, but basically at the beginning of the game, you will have you can see the hunter for 5 seconds. The owl gives you the ability, Soren is what I call my owl, I love Soren. You will be able to see the hunter for 5 seconds of the match. So you will be able to tell what the hunter is, whether it be Naiad, Geisha, Clerk, Wheel. You will see the hunter and where they spawn. This is an amazing ability of Seer, basically like a mind's eye staff at the beginning of the game. Now, I do warn you, in rank you can only run one Seer, but in quick match you can run multiple Seers. When you run multiple Seers, the owl time is reduced, so 2 Seers equal, it goes down in seconds that the owl will be on that person from 8-6 to 4. So two Seers, 6-second owls, 3 Seers, 4-second owls, and so on and so forth. And that is how it will be. Also, what owl, the external trait owl also says, when you are looking at a hunter, you build up an owl. So for example, I will show you later on. But when you're looking at the hunter, you have this, at the bottom of the screen, there's this rage bar. It fills up very slowly. The more you look at it, the more the bar fills up. When the bar gets filled, you get a second owl. If you've already used your first owl, you get another owl. You can stack owls as much as you want. I don't know what the limit is, maybe 5? I've never gotten 5 owls in one match. If you do, let me know in the comments below. That's impressive. But, yeah, at the bottom of the screen, you will have a bar that keeps filling up. That is how you get a second owl. And this is what the external trait owl does. Seer is one of the best characters. He is the most banned character in tournaments, and for a reason. He has these traits. Okay, moving on to the next external traits, we have Prophecy and Great Eye. These basically work hand in hand. Great Eye, the Seer can see the hunter position for 5 seconds when the match begins. As I was saying before previously, when you spawn into the match for 5 seconds, you can see where the hunter spawns and what the hunter is and where the hunter is going. This is essential information to your team if you are ranking. You can tell your team it's a Naiad going middle, it's a Naiad going shack, it's a Naiad going dungeon. These are things, it's a Wheel going middle, it's a Bonbon going window. You can call out the hunter. You can just do so. You have so much information with that, and you can rotate around that. If the hunter's going shack, where do you go? The opposite way. You counter rotate. So that's what you do, right? You got a Prophecy. This is a very, very good trait for Seer. Okay, the Seer's ability to you can see the hunter for 5 seconds when you look at him. So for example, this is a very, very big one. When you're first up on Moonlit, and the hunter is tent on Moonlit, if you see him, 5 seconds, you can see where the hunter is. You can see where the hunter is going. When the hunter is spawning, you can see where the hunter is. You can see where the hunter is going. When the hunter is spawning, you can see where the hunter is. You can see where the hunter is going. When the hunter is tent on Moonlit, and the hunter is tent on Moonlit, if you see him from first stop, you can see him that far. If you're looking at tent from first stop, the hunter will be outlined in red, so you can keep calling him out. This is the same for any other map in any other situation. If you're middle and ever sleeping and you see the hunter tombstone, you can call him out. You see where the hunter goes. So for example, if you're fourth stop and the hunter is in between bridges, or second stop on Moonlit Park, you can see where he's going. He will be shining in red like it is a mind's eye staff. This is a very, very good external trait. This gives you information, and basically it really is helping. But there is a downside to Seer. Seer doesn't get all these great things without there being a drawback. That's where we go into taxing. Basically what this means is when you use an owl and it's hit, when the hunter hits an owl, whether it be observing you or a teammate, if the hunter hits that owl, your speed for vaulting obstacles will be decreased 10%. Now, this doesn't sound like a lot, but against a clerk who can write you and slow you down already, against a wax artist, against a spider with webs, that is taxing, as you can see from the title. It's very... Take it with a grain of salt, of course. It's not that big, but when you're playing against these top hunters, you have to keep this in mind, because timing is everything in this game. So, again, when you use an owl and it gets hit, it has to get hit. If you observe someone and the hunter misses, it doesn't do anything. If the owl gets hit, you are decreased by 10% for vaulting. This is pallets and windows, and it is noticeable, and I will show you a clip later that shows this. But yes, that is the external traits of Seer. He's a very good character. Overall, you can tell he is a support character. When teams play with Seer, Seer is a support kiter. He's not just a hard kiter. He's not a decoder, even though he doesn't have a decoding debuff. He is a very fast decoder in this grand scheme of things. When there's forward merc, there's wildling, there's first officer. He's not a fast decoder, but he's a normal decoder, which means when accelerated decoding kicks in, he's very good. With that being said, again, the overall point of a Seer is for support. Seer is a support character. His owl gives support to the team. That one hit can turn one cipher kite into 3 cipher kite. That one hit can turn a 3 cipher kite into a 5 cipher kite. This is why he is perma-banned in the top pro leagues. This is why he's perma-banned in rank. And yeah, that is his external trait. I hope you guys do understand. In the comments, I will be answering any questions about that, so do let me know. Alright guys, now we're going to go over the persona web, or the persona tree. This is the core of every survivor. This is the core of every survivor build. Whether you're running Tide Turner as a rescuer, or you're running Flywheel or Broken Windows as a kiter, this is where everything starts, and this is what makes or breaks games. This is what beats the hunter. This is what it comes down to. You need a good build to beat good hunters. And I will show you 2 builds that are my favorite for playing Seer that will help you succeed in these games. So first off, let's go over the new trait Flywheel. Flywheel is a... Here, I'll go over it. Flywheel is a trait where you press the button when the hunter swings, and you can avoid that hit. So it's like if you've ever played Dead by Daylight, it's like Dead Hard. The hunter swings, you press it at the same time, the hunter swings right through you, you don't get hit, and you get a little speed boost. It's very, very hard to learn against very good hunters, but once you learn it, it's very, very good. So this is one of the builds. Now let's go over the core fundamentals of every build. Every single build needs borrowed time. Whether you're playing Seer, a rescuer as mercenary, forward, you need borrowed time. Borrowed time is a must, 100%. You need borrowed time, and you need exit path. These are the 2 musts. So from exit path to the right, that is a must mandatory for every single survivor. Now for Seer specifically, this is Flywheel. I put 1 into knee jerk. This means when you vault a pallet, you get a speed boost after that vault. This is very, very huge. And here are the wiggle room. I run snooze for my Seer because if I'm assuming I will be chased, I give my mercenary an extra time. You know, he can rescue. He can take a few more seconds. You don't need self-deception. This is not something you need. You don't need anything in the bottom row as Seer. You do not. Now, if you, instead of snooze, you want to run will to survive, you can. This is struggle speed. This is very, very important if you're afraid you might get dungeon, or basement rather. But these are the 2 I would recommend. I would recommend either snooze, or I would recommend will to survive. So this is the first build. This is a very good build to practice. This is a harder build than the next one, because it does have Flywheel. Now the next one, this is Broken Windows build. Again, you guys see I have exit path. I also have borrowed time. The only difference is instead of going up, I go left. What does left do? This gives me max knee jerk, and this gives me broken windows, right? When I vault a window, I get a speed boost, right? I'm also running 2 into snooze. So if I do get chased, I give my rescuer a little extra time to save. I'm also putting 3 into sticker. You don't need to do this. You can put 1 or 2. You can put the rest into will to survive if you want. But I put 3 into sticker because sticker means I can self-heal faster and I can crawl faster. Crawling, I can get to dungeon easier. But this is a very, very basic, standard, safe build. If you're playing Seer, I recommend using this build first and then going to Flywheel. Flywheel, you will need practice with. This build, you really don't. And again, you don't need to use snooze. You can use will to survive. But this is one of my favorite builds for almost every kider, whether it be dancer, whether it be Seer, whether it be, you know, toy merchant, you know, acrobat patient. This is a very, very good build. Flywheel is a little more advanced, but if you're feeling up to it, you can practice Flywheel. But these are the 2 builds I would run. These are the 2 best builds. You can notice the differences and the similarities of each build and build on your own. Again, these aren't the rules. These are just my 2 recommended builds. Alright guys, I finally got a rank match. I did save it. Seer is perma-banned. Like, every match I get, Seer's banned. So I finally got one after an hour and a half. I did get a Seer match. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys the fundamentals of Seer. I will be playing a wax artist in this match, which is very good because I will show you also breaking line of sight. But this match starts fast, so pay attention. Alright, so here, look. You can see the hunter. He's red. He's highlighted red. The only Seer in Mines I get this trait. He's highlighted red. I'm also still looking at him, so he's still highlighted red. He's highlighted red 5 more seconds. I look at him again, right? Now I can see him through the wall again, right? I look through the window. Line of sight, very important with Seer. Right? Okay, let's follow my camera. I do mess up here. I run into the wall, but that's okay. So we are playing a wax artist. The main goal of a wax artist is to be cutting line of sight. I do get my owl bat, and what do? I start looking behind me. Wax artist is very bad near pallets, so I start working with pallets. I'm okay with getting hit here, right? So I can get the speed boost. Now I have a lot of distance. But notice what I'm doing. I'm looking at him. I keep looking back at him. Why? Because every time I get vision of the wax artist, I see him outlined in red. I do see him outlined in red. Look, he's still out. And it's very important here, right? So, okay, here. I have an owl. I know I can get there. I'm also going to show you guys the importance of Flywheel in this match. But here, I have an owl. Look, you see the rage accumulated? I'm looking at him while I'm cutting. I'm looking behind me. And look, I also, this is a lot's going on, right? Let me pause it. Okay, so basically, you guys just saw me Flywheel. Why did I Flywheel? The Flywheel canceled the wax. When you get 100 waxed as against a wax artist, you will get stuck. If you flywheel when the wax is, if you flywheel while he hits you, getting 100. So if you flywheel at 96 wax and it goes to 100, it cancels the wax. Okay, this is you got to rewatch that. It cancels the wax when you flywheel. So I didn't get stuck and it reset. But notice where I'm looking right now. I'm looking behind me. Why? There are 2 things why I'm always looking at the hunter. 1, I can see him through walls for 5 seconds when I have line of sight of him. 2, I'm getting my second owl. I'm trying to get rage up. I'm trying to build rage. These are 2 very fundamental key points as Seer that you need to do against any hunter. Always looking at them. You need to memorize the map because when you memorize the map, you will always be looking at them so you can memorize where you're going without having to look at it. Now let's keep playing. Notice I'm still getting rage. I'm still getting rage. I'm looking at him. I can now see him through walls. Why? Because I just saw him through a window. This is very important. Use the vision to your advantage. Look, I'm still building. I'm still building rage. I'm still cutting line of sight. This is a wax artist. Why do I have to cut line of sight? Because I don't want to get waxed. I'm still building rage. I'm still building rage. I'm still building rage. I got a second owl. So what do? I used the second owl. Oh wait, no, that was my first owl. I apologize. That was my first owl. I'm almost to a second owl. I'm at 80 wax. Look, I keep looking behind him. Look, I'm looking at him. I'm so close to my second owl. So close to my second owl. Sprinter takes a hit from me so I can gain my second owl. I'm telling him chase me. I get what happens? I get my second owl, but I don't want to use it now because forge near, and I have a second owl. But you guys do get this. I'm getting a second owl by looking at him. Also by looking at him, I can see through walls. Also because it's a wax artist, I need to cut line of sight. What does that mean? I need to go behind walls. What does that mean? I can't see the hunter, but because I'm a seer, I can see the hunter because I just looked at him. And one of his abilities is you can see the hunter for 5 seconds. After looking at him, he will be out there, right? This is a very useful trait for seer. Forward takes a hit for me, and I already have a second owl. So what? I can rebound. But that's yeah, this was a very good play by the wax artist, by the way. That's basically it, guys. That is basically the gist of it. When you're playing as Seer, you can see the hunter where he is at the beginning of the match. You can then transition, kite behind walls, but always looking behind you. You can now see him through walls, so you know where he's going, so you can then counter rotate him. If he's going left, you can go right. And while you're looking behind you, you're getting that rage. And with practice, we'll make perfect. I hope I'm explaining it well. I will answer any questions in the comments, but this is basically how you play Seer against every hunter. Obviously, it gets more specific to every certain hunter. Like Wax Artist, you have to cut line of sight. Gauge, you have to cut line of sight. But when you're playing like Dream Witch, that's where Flywheel comes in. You don't really have to cut line of sight versus a witch. You just have to get to pallets. And so on and so forth. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope this match did help. Alright guys, that just wraps it up. This is the basic Seer guide. I tried to explain the best I could in the most broad terms for everyone trying to learn Seer and just, you know, get used to Seer. Practice makes perfect. I was very, very bad when I first started, so trust me, if anyone can do it, you can. If I could do it, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did learn all these tips and tricks, and I hope you found them helpful. Again, use those 2 persona trees. Understand the external traits of Seer and apply them in the match. When you apply them in a match and you fully understand how to use Seer and how all these traits work, you'll succeed and you'll be able to kite any hunter that's at your way, except you know, kiting Dream Witch as Seer is quite difficult. You will need Flywheel for that, but rather than that, you'll be fine, I promise. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comment section. Remember to leave a like if anything helped you in this video. Hope you guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye. And a quick last thing, guys. This video was recorded on November 3rd, 2022. The game version update is, or the game version, you know, the current game version is 1.0.1156.416. This is just so you guys know that it's up to date. This video is made at the time where Seer is up to date. This is the latest game update. And that Seer can be adjusted in the future, and I will give updates periodically when that happens. But as of right now, this is the most up-to-date game patch in Identity 5. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Take care, guys.